Welcome to Context Plus. We are live. I am a gummigoo. That's it. That's the show. Good night. They're solving things out there, apparently, about our Ding.
Where'd you put my dev tip?
Oh, I deleted it. Do you want me to leave it back?
Yeah, I need to have it and permissions to be able to fix things for people.
Hold. Oh, hi, dev tip. Your dev tip.
Just go through.
Yeah.
Oh, inequip. Unequip. There we go. There, you've got. Let me give you permissions, sir. Sir.
You have to grab.
We're mistreated employees.
I don't have to grab. I'm just doing no clip.
Okay.
Can you please glitch? Go into shout or broadcast because I can't hear you.
Yeah, you need to be at least on shout. And I'm going to force broadcast him on my camera setup. We are still setting up because we're bad. Matterin was early. Glitch was somewhat early, and I wasn't ready. Let me fix this. Fix this. So I can see my camera settings. I'll put him on broadcast in a second. Matterin was early, yes. I have a randomized wolf's avatar. That's why I was gummigoo to start.
Interesting.
So, I am gummigoo, and I'm no longer going to be gummigoo. I wasn't supposed to escape the digital circus. So, off to the digital circus I go back.
You parasite.
Well, if you didn't give me all the right permissions, I
Give
need to be
you
admin.
builder. Fuck admin. Okay, fine. I'll give you admin. You administrative dog. I'm trying to do a show.
I'm trying to make sure we can have our viewers actually come in.
Viewers don't need to come in. They don't need to see us. There, you got the host setting.
But I love you guys. I can't resist being in this.
People don't need to see us. It's like an addiction. I mean, we're gonna massage your brain to release the dopamines, and then you're going to be like, oh, dopamine. Then your dopamine's gonna be terrible for you after that. Then you'll die alone in a trailer.
Yeah, the users list not even loading, isn't it?
Yeah, the user list isn't even loading for it.
Resonate bug.
What's broken?
The user inspectors are broken. Like, you can't actually go to the user inspector and see a list of users and their IDs.
Hold on. We're broken. There's my dick.
There better not be.
Oh? Why? Why not? It's my pepperoni. Editor. I got my user inspector here. Take that.
Okay. I'll rip it out of wherever I went there and keep it there.
Yes, legs jump scare. My user inspector works. Not yours. My laser is showing. Laser, go away. Okay. Do I even have hide lasers? Hide lasers. There we go. I'm going to hide those so you guys don't see that. All right. Legs jump scare. We're Skeleton Crew tonight. Yes, we are. I didn't think this through.
So it's likely the order with which everything's loading in. Here.
Anyhow, it's going to just be the blue doggo and I on stage, and not the other blue doggo. The other blue doggo will be doing the camera work. How do I fit here? Is this gonna lock me? It made me small.
You just fit.
Hi, do you have phones on your game? I feel really small now.
Because I'm checking my debug and it says so maybe it's a decent against you.
No, I'm fixing this. I need to barely fit my ass in this chair.
Alright.
Quickly! It has to be Resonite!
One size fits all.
It has to be resonite. Inspectors come out immediately. Mass. Yes.
The one day I'm early and you fuckers can't get your shit together
I
for
thought he
30
would've-
minutes.
He would have had the seats set up, and I didn't realize until we were live that the seats were not set up.
It's not his fault that you didn't save the map with the seats.
It is his fault
It's
that
not
he's
my
already
fault.
worked on the set since then, added things,
Yeah.
and didn't put seats in.
And nobody
Delicious.
even
Seats-
gave me anything that I requested from the meeting.
I've
Except for
been
Wolf.
busy.
Wolf, you get at least a pass because you at least tried.
I did that today.
Yeah. You, handing in your homework 3 seconds before the teacher collects it at least counts.
All right, you need to be louder. So
Yeah.
make sure you're at least
Yeah,
on shout.
I set myself down to low so that
Yeah.
I wasn't like going to be having too much of a conversation over there. Still, a bunch of it was heard, but
Yeah, I'm on shout right now. I don't know if you want to be on shout. I have you on broadcast for the camera at least. I don't know how far does shout reach. You guys hear that? This is a new studio and we're still setting things up.
That's perfect.
Shout is big.
so I've set myself to yellow instead of blue.
See here, this is what like I do with my easy seats. I set it up so they have a scale range, not just force me to one scale. I want to be big. I don't want to be dumb and small and stupid.
Yeah.
I can't not be the last one, but I don't want to be dumb. I don't want to be small.
It's one of the reasons why I've been like, oh yeah, I want everybody to set up their chairs how they want it. Like, if all of us have chair settings that work, but somebody wants the ability to like shift around different things, set up your chair. We're always sitting in almost assigned seats at this point.
Question.
What?
Do we have subscriber mode on that right now? Or not subscriber mode? Is no sub mode red being no sub mode is on or off?
I don't know. I just pulled this out of the previous studio.
Right anymore.
Let's see. Someone who's not a subscriber. Say shrink me.
I mean,
It works as intended with sub mode now.
Okay, it's sub mode. There. You have to give us money to shrink me.
You have to give money.
We have a lot of blue cameras out. Maderin, I'm going to murder you. Also, get rid of the blue cameras. They're all blue. And there. Okay. I'm getting myself big again. Big again. Okay, where's camera? Camera there. Hi. We are not on time. Are you ready?
yeah.
We're ready. All right. So I've got camera. I've got brain that didn't do. I had the dog park day. I made Pepper tired.
Good.
Tired. She got tired. So what I was. It was like 4:00, and I was outside, played with Pepper for about a half hour, throwing the ball. Ball, and then I let her in. She sat down for about 2 seconds. Then wanted to go back outside. I'm like, oh, you, and she did that a couple times. So it was like 4:00, and I said, all right, you're going to the dog park. And dog park's a half hour away.
Yeah.
That was a long drive down there.
And then you took a penny, put it between her beans, went, okay, I need to replace your treads, and now she's tired.
I hate you. Her tread depth is deeper than the distance between the edge of the penny and the top of Abraham Lincoln. But I was down there for a little bit, and then it started raining. So I have a wet dog.
Yeah.
But she's tired. She played with a pit bull. She played with some other dogs. She played with a 9-year-old Chihuahua.
9-year-old Chihuahua is gone now.
The Chihuahua was wider than it was tall.
Okay.
Okay, let me just describe this Chihuahua's body.
Chodwawa.
Okay, you would expect the body to kind of like a dog body is either like round, like some chests are like round, and others are like the deep chested dogs that have like this like deep like chest like that. This Chihuahua was goat shaped, and I swear it was lopsided goat shaped. I don't know why.
Yeah, it's a Chihuahua that's lasted 9 years of accidentally getting.
Well, I didn't hear a word you said.
It's a Chihuahua that's lasted 9 years of accidentally getting stepped on.
Yeah, it's probably all got stepped
So
on and
that's why it's misshapen.
got set to the side over and over again.
The Chihuahua gets stepped on and now it's dented like a tin can.
So Pepper's tired. That's good. Where is this vacation?
Yeah.
Um,
Well, so we're Skeletal Crew, and then I'm sitting back and thinking it makes sense because I don't know that we'll be 100% on how many viewers we have, and even the platform is not 100% right now. So currently we've got Furry Week in Atlanta going on. The Resonite crew is all in cabins places. I don't know if it includes it. One of the people that was going to be helping us out at some point is currently over at Ryuvi's house. Noot is also in a cabin, also in the same state as all of Resonite, but separately for a vacation.
yeah, I found that weird that they planned that in the same time in the same place.
Well, here's one of the things that's kind of funny, and I'm happy that I didn't end up like just sneaking off and going to it. So my mom went to visit her best friend of 30 years that she hasn't seen in that time, a town or two over from where Noot is. So if I would have gone to be like, hey, I'm sneaking with you to Alabama, I'm going to go mess with somebody, I would show up to Noot's house and it would be empty.
Well, that means you can hide things in it.
Yeah, I could hide things in it, but then it would be like horrible for trying to get onto the show.
True, but you would just like go to Newt's house and just like hide a little purple thing somewhere in his house, so when he gets home, he'd be like, "Oh!"
I mean, hiding something like that could go completely unnoticed for years because we all have ADD.
Yeah.
It would be a whole lot more noticeable if he opens his front door and it just pours out a 50-50 mixture of golf balls and ping pong balls. Because
where would you get them?
Don't question my sources. It was legitimately a threat of one person that I could have put a box in their garage, one showing that I could get into their garage, and two showing that I would have enough time for chaos. And it's the parking space where their 1967 Mustang was always parked. It could just be a wooden crate that when they crack open, there will be cement. They'll be concerned, and when they crack open the cement, it's just going to leak ping pong balls and golf balls, which are going to all bounce at different rates and heights, but mix up everything. And he'll realize that in this shell, his car isn't even there. So,
Are you like, do you have a factory of ping pong balls and golf balls, and you can just get as many as you want?
I live 1.1 miles away at the furthest point from a golf course.
Okay, can you collect golf balls for me? I always slice them into the woods.
Yes. How many do you want? My little brother and you can talk. Or, you know what? When you leave from dropping me off at Fair Anthrocon, we'll just put like golf balls in the space that I previously took up.
Just fill it. Just fill the car with golf balls. Raspberry would have to sit with all the golf balls.
Raspberry's in a ball pit of fucking top flight and Titleist.
That's gonna be. If we ever get big, the Contacts Plus Con, our ball pit will just be golf balls.
Warwolf plays golf, and I just tracked him down to like everything about him. And he's like, "Oh, what am I going to get?" And I'm like, "You know what? I could just individually, like, put a stamp, put an address, and everything on golf balls, and he could just get like a golf ball a day for the next few years." Like,
I'm noticing all the blue cameras again. Look at all the blue cameras. Oh,
I'm noticing a purple ball.
That's a purple ball. That reminds me.
Orbs.
It reminds me, as we're talking golf balls and then cameras, I had an idea, and maybe I'll put it out as to everybody if this is a good idea or not. If they want to help me build
Golf
it, because
cart
this
at
is
Anthrocon.
no.
Oh.
This is about cameras. If it's a good idea, it's probably going to be difficult to write. I don't know if I have the brain math to do it. Why don't we have automated cameras so a director just picks the camera to go on, and then the cameras are scripted to move and focus automatically on the person that they're supposed to be targeting?
I think it's still better having a manual.
Well, you would have the
camera
manual
operator.
switcher. You would have the switcher operator, but instead of stationary cameras, the cameras continue and stay focused. So if someone gets large, small, moves on the stage, the camera will pan and crop and adjust automatically. And you can also add a little movement so it looks like there's somebody holding the camera.
In person, and in an ideal system, that would definitely be great. In a system with which we already have like the dynamic bone wiggle, no.
Oh, what it's not
it,
that
it
much
would be
math.
good. It would be good. We are not yet to the point that like if we have too many people lagging the system, it won't do dumb shit.
Just got to make it lightweight. The only thing that you got to do is to lock the cameras. The other thing is I wanted to replace the switcher that we're using, and I could write that into it.
I want the switcher changed, but what I want is that all of the cameras are then able to be toggled on to being drone cameras, so that instead of like if it's there and everything, instead of having to switch over to another camera, modify this and switch back to this, just on the fly be able to move it in like
yeah, I want that.
all degrees of motion.
Yeah, I want something like that, but I was also thinking about rail cameras and boom cameras, but that's another thing.
Yeah,
when I sleep...
rail cams and things like that, like if it's going to be one that's moving on tracks, it's already set that we can set them up there on the ground all over the place.
I don't know if anyone else is like this, but I can't sleep because I have my best ideas when I'm trying to fall asleep.
I do the same thing. However, I wasn't really able to sleep today because it just kept getting too bad.
You had a bad brain.
Yeah.
Yeah, I go, I'm tired, and I'm like, okay, I'm gonna go lay down. I'm gonna go fall asleep. And I lay down, Pepper curls up in the bed, I get all underneath the blankets, and then brain go, hey, remember that one little thing? Why don't we come up with an entire method on how to do that one little thing, and then come up with branches of how to do that, and then also come start frameworking the protoflux that will actually make that thing.
Yeah.
And then never stop thinking, and then I never fall asleep.
Usually how my brain is, but then other times, like last night, it would be like, hey, there's this thing coming up that it's going to be a nuisance. You don't know if this is going to work. You might have like everybody relying on you for this one thing. It's not going to be able to work because of this and this and this. Death is easier.
No.
Yeah.
No saying death is easier.
But it is.
I mean, kind of.
Yeah.
I mean, killing yourself can be hard. I mean, it can be easy too.
We're
not gonna give these
yeah,
people
no.
ideas on how to
Like,
kill yourself. That is not.
we're-
This isn't kill yourself plus here.
Yeah, we're not going to do that, but I hate how relatable the one meme where it's the yellow smiley that's shrugging and it's like minor inconvenience, die.
Oh yeah. Because that's anxiety, actually. That's you get anxiety. You have one thing go wrong, you better fucking start slashing your wrist.
Nah.
The pain makes
I'm
the hurt
stopping
go
myself
away.
there because I almost was giving a but, you know.
Here's the concoction of pills you can take. No, so anxiety.
Actually, I do need to bring up I love how
Pills?
much I'm a fucking like oxymoron of different things because I have been depressed for a while, but I'm also a nihilist.
I'm always
like-
depressed. I mean, I'm chronically depressed.
Like how can you have anxieties where you're worried about what people are going to do, but then the rest of your head is like, it's not going to matter because you're a single grain of sand in an hourglass in a factory of hourglasses. That is the single moment of time that you exist and take up in this entire place, and everything's going to vanish and disappear. Nothing's going to stick around. Languages will change. Everything is as fleeting as the Library of Alexandria.
I mean, that reminds me of the lyrics to Flurry Rush by Days and Days. Let me get lyric so I don't mess it up. But at the end, I can't type fast.
It's like, you take up no time, and and anything that you do, like, if it's going to be remembered, it's only going to be remembered by 2 to 3 generations, if that, because the world's going to end. But dear God, do I look stupid? Everybody's going to judge me. It's going to make people think dumb.
Yeah. So the lyrics I'm reminded of, it's for every happy thought I've ever had, there dwells a voice within my head that speaks to sabotage my comfort with an existential dread. Oh, how nice it'd be just to enjoy one day without the vacuum of anxiety to suck the fun away. Like, it's a gorgeous day outside. Too bad that everyone I know will die. It doesn't matter what we leave behind. We're all standing in place and just launching arrows at the sky. The finish line to this rat race is just our imminent demise. See what I mean?
Yeah.
Anxiety. And nihilism. But, like, nothing matters. I love Days and Days. They deal too much, too close. Music. Now my ADD is going to music now. Cameras, camera, TV. But the
Whoa. So part of one of the things that like always pops in my head for like stuff like for every thought like this, there's always the opposite thought. I always think of an Insane Clown Posse lyric where it's from the song Ghetto Rainbows. If you see a rainbow, look quick, potholes will wreck your shit. Don't get dreaming, I hope. Don't get caught dreaming, I hope. Your head might get locked in a scope. When you're standing there looking at a rainbow, you might think, where'd my brains go? For everyone that wants to see you succeed, 100 more want to see you bleed.
I am now shrunken and scrungled. I can't. Okay.
Oh yeah, no, I see why. He gave us money to shrink us.
Yeah. And there's Sly's thing. Anyhow, now that we've got a Sly the Floof in our face, the music. I've been having.
I look
a lot
like
of
fucking
music.
Vern Troyer compared to you now.
Yeah. You are Vern Troyer. But so
I miss him.
I do too. He was really good. My music stuff. I've been listening to a lot of Days and Days again. And just like in the car and singing along. It's really bad that those songs actually resonate with me really bad, like really good, because their entire album of Show Me the Blueprints is all about the the lead singer overcoming an alcohol addiction, going to rehab, and then just like all the thoughts that he had and like all the pains he had in his life and everything like that. I'm
Finally
just like,
come out because there's nothing blocking them. Yeah.
and then like the whole album's like that, and I'm just like, I listen to the songs and go, that's me, and then do I have an alcohol problem?
Yeah, maybe.
I don't know. Because I don't drink a fifth every morning like he did. That might be much. But those same thoughts exist where it's just like when you sing along with those songs and then you cry because of it. You're like, oh, yeah, that's me. Oh boy. I hate having anxiety. You look very furrowed browed and like her. But
I remembered this image and I fucking love this still.
oh, what does it say? I can't read it from here.
Hey, I like your personality. Thanks, it's a disorder.
Me.
It's like Dolly Parton
Yeah.
photoshopped taking a photo of mid-blink. So like one eye's down, another's up.
I mean, like I have major personality disorders, 100%. Which I was talking to someone the other day about personality disorders. Now we go music to personality disorders, but we kind of jumped off of it with a segue with music and then things like that. But my brain. But I have a chemical imbalance. But the like I've been mangoed. But
Ooh.
did I already eat it? I think I ate it.
I think you did.
I think it just appeared and ate like immediately at the same time. I don't know where it is.
That is like the speed at which he went to Mango to Fruits and he would eat it.
Oh. There we go. Yeah, I think I had my hand near my face and it mangoed. So anxiety is something apparently I know a lot of us in the furry community have. Do you have? No, you don't have social anxiety. Fuck you. You just run around and go, wah! And then you just like...
Are you kidding me?
Social anxiety.
We're about to hit.
Do you?
We're about to hit an exact decade of
You have social anxiety.
the issues that I've had. The issues that I've had with my body started Anthrocon 2014, like on the 4th or 5th of July. I want to say it was likely the 4th because I think that was while I was like sitting around and my body was destroying itself. I ended up like calling up my my current boyfriend at the time and being like, hey, it's sort of this many month anniversary and I'm dying in Pittsburgh.
Dying because of social anxiety with everything going on. And you're just like, oh no, people.
Well, like it makes sense getting that social anxiety. I was a wallflower for Anthrocon 2013. Anthrocon 2014, I'm going to be like, oh yeah, I'm going to like run around, and beyond that, I'm going to have a bounty on my head, so I don't know who wants to catch me, who wants to do this and that, who's getting like paid by a friend in the dealer's den for getting a photo that leads to my capture, this and that. And I accidentally just opened up the floodgates of my entire everything being like, hey, you know that social anxiety that you have? It's going to become physical. Fuck you. And now I can't go places.
Yeah, I mean, I was going to say social anxiety, especially in VR social anxiety, when you look at a world and you want to join it, but you physically can't because of your body is like, no, there's people there. There's people and they're scary.
Here's one of the best things about furry and about VR and about especially furry VR. There's people that are discovering from VR what people discover with fursuiting. Hey, Def, are you there?
Yes, I am.
Can I pull you onto the stage?
Sure. Yes, you can.
All right.
Can we grab his tail and drag him by his tail?
I'm not sure the physics works that way.
Not
We
here.
will move your entire slot. Hey, look, Noot's in the chat. Noot's watching us.
Said El Chubby to you, Def.
Oh yeah, my feet.
Newt said El Chubby in chat.
Because he is El Chubby.
You're fucking gay.
Because I am.
Okay, I'm moving my
So what?
paws up so my claws are... No hands, don't do that. I lose tracking when I move my feet, so it's going to be hard. Good enough. Boop. 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 Okay.
I'm waiting for you to grab me. Or I
okay.
can come in. I don't know which.
I don't know what he's doing. He's editing.
You should be able to walk
there we
through
go.
now. Yep, there we go.
All right, here we go. Hello again.
Yeah.
Hello.
So I bring Def in because he
There's no
him and
chair.
I just had like a small
We never set it up.
conversation. Yeah.
Oh, never mind. I'll just stand then.
We had a small conversation about furry VR and things like that because of how he's starting to now play more.
I am growing addicted. It's only gotten worse. But the other thing is I've gotten so much more extroverted.
Yeah.
I don't know why, but I'm more extroverted and doing things I didn't consider I would do before. So that's how it works.
Yeah, I
So
can't get
it's-
over that. I can't get over the trying to join a world, though. A public world. If it's not at least one friend there and it's low population. If it's high population and no friends there, I'm never going there.
Yeah, it's one of the reasons why Resonite is so fucking good to me. But yeah, like when it's not VR, when it's not anything furry related, I am a single person staying away from people. I work as a custodian because I don't have to deal with being around people. I'm in a place that I'm familiar with. I don't have to talk to anybody. I can just music on, go somewhere else, avoid people. I hate dealing with people.
Why aren't you a raccoon?
And then when it comes to having furry stuff go on, I'll host a fur meet of like 30 to 40 people. And I enjoy this. I know each person here. I'll talk to everybody. We're going to sit back. We're going to joke. Like, I'm as open as I am now as long as I know enough people. If I'm going to go to a fur meet or if I'm already at, like, I could be at a house that is a friend's house. I've been there always. I know almost everybody there. The second there are more than 2 people I don't know, I'm hiding in different rooms. I'm like not really talking to people, slowly reaching out and being like, hi, I haven't met you, and like getting comfortable, and then I go back to gremlin mode.
Yeah. Like for me, when I started Resonite back in October, from there to the Japan trip, I've only put on a max of 200 hours. And a lot of it was just me showing up for the podcast, mostly on Saturday nights, basically. Then, since I've gotten the headset, and I have Steam VR to prove it, I put on yet another 100 hours.
Yeah.
And then you
So-
see why Glitch has like 4,000 hours in Resonite and like 10,000 hours in VR chat.
I gave 2.5 months of me not being in VR because everything was broken. It's still partially broken, but now I'm at a point that I can play. But the man had 2.5 months to play, and even through all the updates, he was playing. Frooks is still 1,000 hours behind me. It's crazy.
But basically, just my conclusion is just being, one thing that helps is I discover I mesh closer to the community because, it's furries and a lot of them are techie in nature. It's easy to have a conversation with them. But even when I don't normally have a conversation with them, it's easy to listen, to join, and just to actually connect with people. And the thing is then comes the addiction of, okay, now I want eye tracking. Now I want face tracking. Now I want full body tracking. No!
See, those addictions also come with a lightening of the wallet.
Yes.
Yes, they do.
That's why I built my eye tracking, is because it's a less a hit to your wallet, but you need to be good at making things.
Right now, I decided that I'm gonna change out the headset mounting so it's comfortable, but I'm gonna try to hold off on adding extra add-ons until after I do a job, after I got other project done, and then after that project's done, getting a 3D printer. Then building slime VRs.
When did I'm trying to remember? Somebody told me I had too many avatars, and then I told them how many, and then they told me how much money all my avatars cost. I think I'm closing in on my Star Citizen count on just avatars.
So I was talking on the topic of avatars to somebody about one friend in Australia that I would buy her coffees and things in trade for avatars, or like we'd be like, hey, we need this avatar for a project. How much coffee do you want? And she'll be like, buy me 3 coffees, and it's like, deal. She's one of the few people I know on VR chat that needed a mod and a phone app to keep track of her avatars and keep them sorted because she had made over 300.
Yeah, like I think someone told me on my avatars like were maybe about like a little over $1,000 worth of avatars. And I'm like, oh, I spent a lot of money, and I made a wish list of more avatars.
Yeah.
I want more. Can I just like fleece people for money so I can get more avatars? Do I
I
shake
have a
death?
question. Huh?
Shake death for money?
No.
That's why he's thick. He's holding the money. He's a money piñata.
He may be piggy bank shaped, but he's not there for VR money. He's there for travel money.
Yeah.
No.
But one of the things I am curious about, Wolf, what would be your ideal perfect avatar?
My persona.
And when do you think you'll ever get to the point that you'll actually have a custom model done of you of your persona perfectly?
When I win the lottery.
Okay, I'll remember that.
I mean, you partially won the lottery, but you instead used it to buy a business.
It's not really a lottery when your like grandparents
Relatives dying is a lottery.
Grandparents dying is a lottery.
That's inherited.
Especially if you like make bets with the rest of the family, like, oh, this one's going to die first. No.
Yeah, I didn't make bets. All right. Yeah, but
nobody bets on the resilient ones.
In my defense, I started a business with that money, and look at where I'm at now. Poor.
Yeah.
But I
had a whole lot of money, and I bought a company, this and that. And where did it get me? With 2.5 dogs.
and
Fully counts.
and credit card debt, and existential crises of when my money's coming in the next week. But then
And a surplus of Subarus.
yes, and a high surplus of Subarus. But
You see, he loves his car more than he loves his identity. That's how this works.
some people say cars are my identity.
He needs a car. He needs an auto persona.
No,
Auto-sona or
I'm not
something.
like that though. No, I'm not gonna be a car sona.
Persona.
I'm not gonna be an. No, if a plane sonas are aeromorphs, then a car sona would be an automorph.
Normal people
Based-
call that Transformers.
Yes, I was gonna say it's the basic thing. The same thing as Transformers. I'm going to be an Autobot.
Yeah. You should
I'm
have
now
a
having a horrible
persona.
thought with money to pay the play glitch to make a car soda of you, Wolf.
Okay, if I'm
would be
making
a
him
lesbian
a car
Subaru.
sona, no, if I'm making you a car sona, it's going to be a car that has identity issues because it's going to be a Saab, but everything inside is GM.
No, it would be a
Yeah.
Saab. Yes, you have the right, but it would also be the Subaru Impreza. Because Saab did make Subaru Imprezas that were Saabs.
Pontiac Sunfire, and it's just got like, it's got fucking.
Mhm.
What is it? Subaru Impreza, rebadged Chevy Cavalier, I guess.
Yeah, I mean it's similar with the way Saab and Subaru did it. It was a rebadged and a rebought. It was a rebadge with the same body of a Subaru Impreza. It was the 93X, I think it was, the Subaru 9X, whatever it was. That area of cars was all Subaru parts. They're literally the same engine. It's the same interior. The only thing they changed was a couple body panels on the outside and the lights, like
Yeah.
the Subaru.
And with it, those are like some of the only few cars that I know, because of watching Loading Ready Run. Because they do a road trip, which is still one of the things that, even though I hate driving, holy fuck, do I want to do it. So it is. They took a road trip for like 10 days from the lower section of BC, being around Victoria Island, and driving all the way up to Dawson City, Yukon. And the cars that they had were Pontiac Sunfire, a Saab, and a Interceptor package Crown Vic.
I want to do a road trip myself, but I want to do the gumball or like a cannonball run of some sort, because that way you're having fun. But the gumball rally is, I think it last priced out at like $40,000 entry fee, just to get into the door.
Yeah.
So
What
it's
they did is it
expensive.
was $10,000 budget, including the cars.
Yeah.
So it
I
was
wanna-
used cars that they just were like, we'll probably ditch them in Yukon.
I want to do, because I'm an automotive person, I love cars, and I don't know if people know about the DVDs from back in the 2000s called Super Speeders.
No.
No. Okay, so that's 2000s was like street racing was starting to become popular. Like you've got the you've got the first Fast and the Furious that was coming out. You've got like you got these
The
like
only thing
underground videos and
Don't put the camera on me. I was
Need for
a
Speed.
dumb joke.
Yeah, Need for Speed
Mhm.
was all coming out, like the undergrounds and stuff. So like street racing was becoming really popular. Super Speeders was one of those crews that would go out with their old cameras and then they'd just film street racing, like actual street racing. They would film it. And one of theirs was called was the Gumball 3000 run. Where they knew they had a friend that was going to go do the gumball. So they're this is how I want to get into the gumball without spending money, because they did. They got sued for it too, which is hilarious. So they went to go to New York where they were starting off of, and they parked in the parking garage that had all of the cars that were going to be there, and they just went around and filmed. Their whole plan was just go film the takeoff and then just go, hey, that's it. Then the driver meeting happened, and they went up to the top. They followed their friend, and they got into the driving meeting without having a registration. They started lying, sort of little white lies. Where's your registration? Oh, I lost it. Oh, I don't have it, or something like that. Little white lies just to get more filming.
It's always cool lying to get into places like that. Like the people that'll take a CVS receipt, wrap it around their wrist, and then go into parties like as if they have a wristband on.
Yeah.
So good.
So they got into the driver meeting, and when they went back to their car, it was all stickered up. Or like they had their own they couldn't find the number. Like, oh, you have to go check your registration. We can't find the number. Blah blah blah. But they already stickered the gumball stickers on it, like they were part of the rally. They did everything. So somebody made a mistake. Somebody did something stupid. So they said, oh, let's roll with it. So they rolled with the lie. They like, I don't know, I definitely registered to this, and they're like, oh, we'll solve it later. We'll solve it later. And because they didn't spend the money, they never had any of the hotel rooms along the way, because the money pays for your hotel rooms. It's all 5-star hotels. So that's why it's so expensive is another thing, because it pays for all those hotels. So they just decided to fuck it. We're going to go on the entire rally, and we're just going to lie, and just so we can get in and get these shots. And they did. They took the whole. If you like cars and street racing, definitely watch their Gumball 3000 video. It's hilarious because you know that they didn't get in there legitimately. And
I keep feeling like I've watched this a few episodes of it because
it's one movie. It's a DVD.
Okay, because I saw like episodes of it on I think MTV, but it like felt like the Jackass crew getting in.
No, it could have been Jackass crew does go on the Gumball, so maybe they did. But this is another person. This is another like group. They drove a yellow BMW M3 during this, but they got through, and the way they got through all the way to the end without getting caught, every time they stopped at a hotel, they would attend the parties. But they wouldn't park with everybody. They'd park away, and then they'd rent a hotel somewhere else nearby, and then they'd go and slink off from the party and go to the other hotel. Then they'd slink back early in the morning to make it look like they stayed at the hotel. And then, keep going, because they needed to keep their Gumball car with the same crew, but they didn't so if it was at a random hotel, they would be found, because I was all stickered up Gumball. So they tried to keep it high, get a close by hotel.
Yeah, park it in the parking garage, have it so that it matches.
Yeah, it's just funny that they got through the whole way, and they only got found when the owner of the Gumball 3000 saw their DVD.
Yeah.
And then he sued the shit out of him.
I mean, that's why you sit back on the DVD and you release it 8 years after, because 7 years is like the statute of limitations on it. So that it's like, he didn't sue us yet, haha.
No, they sued him, but then he also said, we didn't take part in anything that you actually did. We didn't take the money from you because we didn't actually go to the hotels. We didn't get hotel rooms. You put stickers on our car. You vandalized our car. We should be suing you for vandalizing our car. And then, so there was a big legal battle. They went back and forth, and I think
counter.
Yeah.
Prove hey, we paid for all these hotels. We didn't do anything of your stuff.
Yeah.
We drove around. The roads aren't private.
Yeah. I think they got him on using the Gumball 3000 imagery in the DVD, so they had to rename it. Now I remember they had to rename the DVD to Mischief 3000. So it's now Mischief 3000, and they had to erase all the Gumball logos from the box art. So they had to. That's what they had to do.
Yeah.
But they got through without getting completely obliterated. So
Listen
I
here,
mean,
listen here,
I
children.
take it like that makes a bunch of money off of the ones that got through with Gumball on it. Like, those are rare, valuable collector's items.
Yeah.
Listen here, children. Remember, you only get in trouble if you get caught. That's right there.
Also,
And that is true in all forms of life.
fake
Both fortunately and
fake it till you make
unfortunately.
it. Fake it till you make it.
Yes.
Just
Fake
If
it
you-
till you make it, like when you're trying to fall asleep.
if you look like you belong, nobody questions.
Yes. Yes.
I couldn't do that to save my life.
As somebody that knows,
I'm too honest in
yes.
nature.
Just if you walk around with a high vis vest on, right? Then people will think you're like construction or working like
if you're older than most of the college kids and you show up to a college party with a solo cup, people will be like, "Who are you?" And then you can go, "I'm that guy," and walk away.
that and
That
nobody
guy.
questions it. Yes. Calling back one of my stories, but yes. Who are you? I think that was still the best response.
I'm that guy, and walk away.
That's the part of just, if you're caught, don't give a shit. Don't panic.
Yeah.
Just be like, yeah.
If you get caught, like, don't lie. Like, give an honest answer. But if you give it with enough authority, you could just do whatever.
You have to be confident. Confidence sells.
One of the
I agree with that as
best
well.
ones, like, there's a lot of videos online of different people in the pen test community that are really good at their job and giving stories of like what they've done to get through different things. One of the great ones, I forget which person, probably not so civil engineer. He, on one of his jobs that he did, he went after like finding what would be in the food court of one of these high access jobs. He found what food items are there, and that is the only restaurant of that one for like a couple miles. So he goes and gets takeout from the one, parks, like waits until lunchtime, eats his food, like walks around with the bag for it, and sits on the phone. And as he's got his hands full, he looks at the security guard. He's like, "Hey, can you get the door for me? I'm like in the middle of this call and everything. My hand is full. Other hand has these like food things." He's like, "Hey, can you get the door for me quick? I'm on a call." I'm like pretending that he belongs where he is. And as he gets through, like the security guard opens the door and he's like, "Hang on, wait, do you belong here?" And the guy's like, "Yeah, I can quick get my badge for you." And he's like, "No, that's fine." This is in the middle of the COVID pandemic, so everybody's badging in so that like it's known. But because he's got food from what should be the food court, the security guard's like, "You're already badged in. You're fine. You're on lunch break. Just pretend you belong somewhere."
Be super confident about everything, and you can do
And
anything.
use people's human natures against them.
I mean, like,
one of
if
one
you're-
of the great ones. One dude got in by both being the dude with the food and faking a disability. He in a wheelchair, so he can't really get the door open, and he's got 4 or 5 boxes that you would assume have dozens of donuts. And so he rolls up and he's like, "Hey, can you get the door for me? I can't get the door." And they're like, oh yeah, and he's like, cool, hey, top box, you want a donut? And so they open up, they get a donut, and he got into a building for a donut. Because, like, you're not going to leave the door closed for someone in a wheelchair. You're going to be nice to them, and they brought the donuts.
All right, talking donuts.
I know based off. Sorry, continue.
As an automotive mechanic, if you want your
Tires.
car to get done faster and better, give us a box of donuts when you drop your car off. Okay.
I forget who did it, but somebody did a scientific study on the ratio of donuts to bring to how late you are.
So yeah, you need to bring all. If you're really late, you gotta make sure you have like at least like an entire like 24 like good donuts, like not the cheap donuts. You gotta have the good donuts, and you bring them.
Yeah, like if you know that you're going to be 15 minutes late to work, go to Dunkin' Donuts. And then when you show up 15 minutes late, you're not the fucker that's 15 minutes late. You're the dude that brought donuts.
Yes.
You
like,
have an excuse.
Yes. It's just like
Donuts.
it's always a highlight to my day when a customer's car gets dropped off and I get a dozen donuts or something like that. I'm just like, oh my god, this is great. This is my best day ever. Food is the best bribery to mechanics. We love food.
Not just mechanics.
Everybody.
Anybody in service industries.
Give us food.
Also students. Also
One
students.
Yeah.
You don't know how many, when I was in universities, the way of having a very successful event where you had students come, it could be boring, it didn't matter. You had a bunch of pizza or Korean barbecue. That's how you did things.
Pizza is my go-to. If a customer buys me pizza, I am like, I love that customer. That customer gets in first time. Like, that's like, give me pizza. Pizza is everything. Pizza is life. Need pizza. I want pizza now. Fuck.
I have
Gap's
a
getting
photo
big.
that I want to find. Yeah.
Excellent.
Another thing is coffee for mechanics. Go out and go grab a box of Joe from Dunkin' Donuts and give it to the mechanics. I know, I'm just telling you to give me things.
I'm trying to find.
I'm the mechanic. I'm just the mechanic that's telling people to give me things because I want them and they make me happy.
There's. I can't find the photos. There's a college professor that whenever an exam goes on, he'll take bribes in the form of Tim Hortons coffees.
Yeah.
So like there's a photo where it's like it's test day and you see he's got like a bunch of those cardboard drink holders and like stacked pyramids of large double doubles from Tim Hortons.
Noot keeps asking why he's Pomni. Blame Nemo.
I don't know why you asked me why it's
Yeah, I have a cat in my lap now. A cat just jumped in my lap.
very interesting.
This is Flea. Hi, Flea.
Here, I'm gonna put the
I'm gonna hold
Noot
Flea.
corpse
God,
down again. There we go.
Don't mind me, I have a cat. Oh,
It's perfectly framed.
why are you crushing Pomni?
Because we need to give her existential dread. That's why.
Corpse.
Okay, I just question. I'm questioning what where my brain was going before Pomni came out.
The Noot corpse.
Where was my brain going about bribing your mechanic? Oh, that's where my brain was going. I remember. Muddy,
And
you say you don't get coffee because it doesn't work for you. Need stronger coffee.
yes,
Regular coffee will put me to sleep. It is quite common. Like if I go out and I get like let's say I go and I'm feeling rich. If I'm
We need
feeling,
autopsy tools to
If-
figure out why Noot is goo.
if I go out and decide I'm
You're
feeling
love
like I
now.
have
We're having soft tacos later.
okay,
Soft
tacos.
tacos.
and I'm feeling exceptionally rich and I want to go buy the worst coffee I can, so I go out and buy an extra large Dunkin' Donuts hot coffee. And if I buy it, I must also get at least like 2 or 3 espresso shots added into it. Like, and that's just coffee that'll just make me normal. I have to drink that entire thing, and then I'm normal. If I don't have it, I fall asleep. If I just have one less, I fall asleep faster. So, ding! What happened? I got the notification. Blend him the Noodorps. Oh.
Blend the Noot corpse.
I grabbed the Noot corpse and his head went away. Does
Norps.
that help? Like, I can see his head's gone on my side, but the camera shows that he's got a head. This is
Mama
great.
had a baby and its head popped off.
I want to throw this Noot corpse. Hold on. Where's the blender?
Just
Put the blender down. We got
take it back. Yeah.
Put it down. That's dangerous. Put it down. Put the
Drop it. Drop it.
We'll just. Why does your grab receiver service do that? Okay, here we go. We can't.
No, we can. We can.
Don't do
Turn it off.
I want to blow him up. Oh, well. We make it spin with it. Parent the Noot. He needs a parent. Man, I'm hungry. I shouldn't have talked to food.
Why are you saying that while we're about to blend Noot?
I want to drink him.
You want to see? Basically, what you're saying is you want a Noot shake.
Noot smoothie.
Noot smoothie. So I want to drink the latex paint.
Girl,
Noot, you don't know. I'm canonically also goo. We'll mix our goos together.
that sounds really sus. I hate to break it to you.
Is this some type of
I
reproduction?
can't see the cameras.
Some weird reproduction ritual of some sort.
He's too strong. We need a blend tech. Or kill it. Fuck it. That's it. Gone.
I do have a Vitamax at home.
But
Those are good. I like those blenders.
canonically, my fursona, my actual fursona, is supposed to be able to state shift. So he's supposed to be able to go switch to goo and back. So he's mainly solid and regular, but then like at some points he could just be like, loop. What is he? What do we see here? Edits.
Abstract.
Abstract art. You can't see the cameras because your snout's in the way.
It's not the problem.
My nose is too big. But
Oh, hang on.
coffee, muddy disco about coffee. How that probably unhealthy? Yes. I'm dying, but my childhood was caffeine addiction.
So was mine. It was like up until 8, drinking coffees and being like, these are disgusting. Why do I kind of want this disgusting? And then it just turned into
crippling
like,
addiction.
There was a coffee shop in the in my town, and I would go down. It would always be hazelnut coffee, 3 vanillas, 2 sugars, and just would sit back and drink that. That would be like the few times that I would
Alright.
drink hot.
All right, hot coffee. Am I terrible for going to a Dunkin' Donuts and ordering my coffee extra large hot French vanilla 8 and 8?
No,
I used to do 10 and 10.
I do a whole lot of creams.
I did 10. I used to do 10 creams and 10 sugars, but now I do 8 creams and 8 sugars if I get a Dunkin's. That's a lot.
I mean, it is Dunkin'. It's Dunkin'
terrible.
Donuts.
You included
Dunkin' Donuts is- yeah.
Do you include at least a donut in that? It seems like you're missing something.
No, because donuts are too expensive. I get a bagel.
When I would like get coffees from that coffee shop before it closed and everything, because like coffee shops in a small town don't really fucking make any sense. Like everybody can just make their own coffee. Everybody has Folgers. Everybody has a pot to make coffee in. I would get my coffees and everything, but I would also usually pick up a blueberry muffin, like one that was like
can't do those at all. Can't blueberry.
Why?
I can't blueberry.
Why?
I literally can't blueberry. I tried. I
Well, you
puked.
don't like blueberries?
I puked.
There was also the chocolate chip, the hazelnut muffins, the pecan muffins.
I eat a blueberry and my body starts like hurling. Like it starts doing the dry heave. I'm like, nope, can't have blueberries. I don't know why I can't have blueberries.
His body is so fucked up that he can't even be able to ingest antioxidants now.
I can't eat blueberries. My body rejects berry.
May someone have mercy on his soul.
Like,
I mean that
Does your
means
body reject pumpkin?
yes, I hate pumpkin.
does your body reject putting grape jelly in the coffee?
I've never tried. I don't know why you would.
What?
Okay, so some people get like really weird about the concept of putting fruit in coffee. It's not a weird, like, it's not too bad. Like
I do
it's
maple syrup. That's all I do in coffee.
Same
Like-
concept.
Maple syrup is
People-
so good in coffee. It's really good in coffee.
maple syrup is the same as like putting a jelly into the coffee. Like you're not going to put too much jelly in, but it's like it's a sugar, it's a sweet taste, it's nice.
Like, yeah, like I have a half gallon of maple syrup that I use every day when I make a coffee. If it be it an espresso, be it a drip, be it my French press. I don't really drink drip coffee anymore, but if it's a French press or an espresso, I'll get out the half a gallon of maple syrup and just, coffee. Like,
Yeah.
it's my creamer and it is my sugar at the same time. Because it like does thicken it up a little bit too, the way the maple syrup works in it. That's really good. It's just very expensive because maple syrup is not cheap.
I love that my family would buy stuff from the dented can food stores, like where it's discount groceries, things like that, because the crazy shit comes in. So there was a while that my iced coffees would be, I would put like the coffee, bunch of whipped cream, little vanilla ice cream, bunch of ice cubes in, blend it until it was just a bunch of ice. But we had a bag, like a 5-gallon bag of Ghirardelli caramel sauce. And so you would like take the nozzle, like it's the one that you hook the nozzle up, you like pull on it, and it like drizzles a little bit onto whatever you have. So like I would pour some out from the nozzle and put it in and make caramel frappuccinos and things.
Buddy says they need hot chocolate once in a while. I do like hot chocolate.
Yeah.
Hot chocolate's good. Although I generally, because hot chocolate doesn't give me caffeine, I don't go for it because I'm too caffeine addicted to do anything.
Yeah, you probably do what a lot of other people do of 50-50 hot chocolate mix and coffee mix
Haven't
to
done
like just
that.
cook it together. It's good.
I haven't done that. I mean, like, Muddy. I don't think Muddy is knows the kind of coffee that I drink at this point because of my caffeine addiction. 10 times strength coffee, so 1 cup of coffee is 10 cups of coffee at once.
Yeah.
About a gram of caffeine per cup. So I usually do espressos, double shot espressos with that. So I'm guessing that's probably around 800 to 900 milligrams of caffeine. Probably closer to 800 milligrams of caffeine per espresso that I make with it. It's a lot.
I can already tell that Wolf will be absolutely horrible on a to be trapped on a remote island because he would not have any caffeine.
I would be angry.
Yeah, and then you would probably try to kill the person out of sheer anger.
I am sure the staff at Context Plus have seen me when I run out of caffeine. And I get super irritated really quickly.
Yep.
But if I have caffeine, I'm happy.
Yeah.
It makes me happy. It reminds me I need more. But it's late. I want more. I'm
Do you want another topic?
caffeine.
Not caffeine.
Caffeine, please.
Making,
No.
I want to make Wolf jealous. I'm reaching over here and I got my coffee. I get to drink my coffee. Fuck you.
I will get coffee later. Yeah, buddy, it sounds like a fast pass to the ER. You would be hard pressed to overdose on coffie. I think
You can do it.
You can. But
You can still do it. I did.
What's the math? There's a math to figure out how much caffeine there is, like, to your body weight. That is your way. I think it's
We're alcoholic enough that we already know exactly how much alcohol we can drink. So instead, what we do is we do the get drunk to body mass index calculations, but for coffee.
Yeah, my college days, I definitely had a problem with coffee. Well, I had problem with when they had unregulated caffeine sprays. But
I mean, 2013 was known as the years that I was coffee.
2013, I was already out of college. You're young.
I'm still I still hate that Kage was right.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I remember Anthrocon 2013 walking by Kage, hands behind my back, like, crab walking next to him, and he's like, "What do you have behind your back, boy?" And I'm like, "We've got monsters." He's like, "Those are going to come back to bite you in the ass one of these days. Trust me, I'm a chemist. You don't want to know what's in them." And I'm like, "Sure, old man." And now I have IBS.
I mean, I drank my coffee, my high school days when Monster first came out. Then I was drinking Monster when it first came out. I was used to drink Jolt Cola.
Yeah.
Oh, I miss Jolt Cola. Do you remember Jolt Cola? Like,
I do, in fact, remember Jolt.
Like, it came in the big can that you would find, like, the 24-ounce Monster cans, right? That's the best I can say for people that don't know Jolt. It came in those cans, and they had a positive on the top to make it look like a big bass battery.
Yeah, didn't, I think it was Jolt, but it could have also been another one of, like, the energy colas. The ones that have, like, the thermos screw-on lid at the top. Did Jolt have those? Because I remember getting those at, like, Wawa.
It wasn't Jolt that had a thermos top. It has had the Monster top where you twist it like, I don't know how long, but like a probably quarter turn and it popped open, that kind of top. And it would always puff and it would smoke because of the carbon release.
Was it nitro?
It wasn't nitro, but it would smoke when you popped it open all the time. So it was like ha, and then you drank it.
I need to find it, but there was like a nitro cold brew coffee that was like one of the boozes that I enjoyed.
I'm starting to
What?
I'm starting to wonder why some of these drinks and stuff they talk like Monster and that does not have the Proposition 65 sticker on it.
Why they don't have Prop 65s?
I think they did.
Or do they?
They should. Everything's known to cause California in the state of cancer.
Yeah. I mean, I can't go to California.
Yeah.
I'd turn into a
You
ball
cause
of cancer. No, I would be cancer. I wouldn't be anything but cancer. I would just turn into a lump.
If we're definitely sticker slapping my quest at Anthrocon, I think if I could find it, I'll definitely bring one of them. It'll be the final sticker to like seal off the deal. In cleaning my room, I found Prop 65 stickers, and I'm like, what the fuck? These are the real ones. These aren't the joke ones that I made for Kali.
You found actual Prop 65s?
Yeah, I found Prop 65 stickers, and I'm like, these were supposed to go on something, but they didn't.
Do you know that those stickers are known to cause cancer in the state of California?
Yeah. Well, I have two Prop 65 stickers. So I could put one on the other.
You could, but I don't know why California just has to say everything causes cancer. Yes, everything, including our sun, causes cancer. You don't need to tell us.
You've seen the stickers that I made for Kali, though, right?
I think so, but Def was going to say, to be fair, about something about Prop 65.
To be fair, most industrial processes that the U.S. implements does actually probably increase your chances of cancer above natural environment.
I can put curls in my mouth as much as I want.
Come on, we don't want you to turn into a giant tumor. You need to be entertaining. And if you're a giant tumor, you
being
just
a
sit
tumor
there.
also be entertaining if you see me cross the border and then I just turn into a ball?
I'd say that like your chances of getting cancer also really increase if you like would get a rug burn in the same spot every day for like how, because cancer in most cases for a lot of the cancers that people will get, it is a lottery system with your cells where one of them will be a cancer cell, and then it will put cancer cells around.
Like, I am at risk of cancer because of the amount of time that I spent in the sun when I was a child. And I have moles, and I definitely have sunspots now from all the sunburns I used to get. Like, I have sunspots on my back and stuff because my back would always get burned. And I know I have moles, and I always have to check them, but I hate that the one mole I have that is, like, possibly could turn to cancer, like, I have to keep an eye on it, is outside of my vision. It's on my back, like on my the lower back, and I'm just like, you son of a bitch, I can't see that. How am I supposed to tell when it gets big? Like, oh, this is large. I have an extra body growing off of me. Maybe I should cut that. But like,
can we also be fair about California?
It should break off.
The courts decided that bees are fish, so they could get around to doing something important.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's I remember that story. In fact, when it was done, I think it was just because of the law classification made it work better to fit within the legal framework.
Bees.
It's not like
I remember now.
Yes.
Did you hear the story in Massachusetts that was very recent?
What happened?
I'm listening.
30 million bees.
Okay.
A tractor-trailer truck carrying bees flipped over.
Oh, dear God.
30 million bees were dumped on the road.
I mean, that's not the worst thing. That's, like, actually fairly fine. Yeah,
they were singing the policemen.
Yeah. Well,
yeah.
What are the police going to do? They're going to lose a fight to bees. They don't have good accuracy.
Like,
they don't have. Police normally don't have good dance moves to communicate to bees.
Have you ever seen Tommy Boy?
Yeah.
Bees! You get pulled over.
No, I forgot about that entire scene.
So
Bees!
I have a piece of knowledge about honeybees that most people don't know. Honeybees are an invasive species in North America.
Yeah.
There's 100,000 species of bees in the world. Only 3 of them are honeybees. The rest are solitary bees, and they're tied to certain plants. Like, for example, tomatoes cannot be pollinated by honeybees. There's your education.
Around here,
day.
we have a shitload of mud daubers. Mud dauber wasps. I hate mud daubers. They are so... Working on a car and you got mud daubers everywhere. Oh, I hate it.
When you live in a farming area, you realize that like the killer hornets and things, they've always existed. They don't do shit.
Yeah,
Like Larry, at one point, we were cleaning like a Rubbermaid bin, and a fucking 3-inch hornet just falls out of it. And he's like, "Oh, do you want it?" I'm like, "What the fuck? What happened?" He's like, "Oh yeah, it just like came into this bin and died." I'm like, "Those are local?" He's like, "Yeah, they don't really do shit except for like go after these things that go after crops. They're fine."
The mud daubers, for mechanics at least, when we deal with them, any bolt hole or like drain plug that uses like a 3/8 drive like square in it, like your rear differential, mud daubers fill those holes with mud, a worm, and their larva. I have had to... Most of the time, there's no mud dauber larva in it. Like, you just see a mud hole with a little dot, and it's in every little hole. And if you ever see that, that is a mud dauber nest. But...
Aren't mud like the pan flute structures on walls?
No, they just fill holes, and they lay one at a time, and then they'll fill little holes.
Okay.
But like they are a solitary one. They don't swarm. They just are like a wasp. They don't have like they don't swarm and they don't have a big colony. But they're just mud wasps. Those they make that one hole. And I've had one time I was draining a differential and I had a big mud dauber wasp nest in it, and it did not have a hole that showed that the larva got out. And I had to clean it because I had to get it out of there. I just poked it, and just like a bunch of fucking mealworms just like came out at once. It's like all squirming, still alive. Because apparently they don't kill them.
Yeah.
They just sting them, paralyze them, put them in, and then the venom wears off, and then they're just living as the baby wakes up and eats them alive. Nature is fucking metal.
Yeah.
That's a good subreddit.
Yeah.
Yes.
It also proves to me that wasps are fucking evil. They're made by Satan. But okay, go ahead.
I'd say bees are good to just have around. Some farmers going to prosper if it's like the bees like.
Welcome to nature. Half of them seem to be Satan's creation. They're also very useful and are needed for the environment.
And platypuses were made when
homosexuality is natural.
Yeah, platypuses were made when God was drunk.
Chihuahuas were made because Satan got to be approved as like one of the world religions, so he gets to make a dog. Everyone gets to make one.
Everyone makes a dog.
And he showed up with paperwork.
He did.
Wasn't he the one that made the Chihuahua? Yeah.
Yeah. Chihuahuas.
He feeds off the souls of bad pet owners.
They just vibrate. Those dogs, like, how are they held together? How are Chihuahuas held together? I need to know.
By Pure unadulterated rage.
Chihuahuas vibrate because they're particle
Undivided
accelerators of hate.
Talking about dogs. People dressing up their dogs. Dog don't know. Dog go, why? I have fur. Now I'm really hot. And not in that way. They're just hot in like temperature. Get your mind out of the gutter. But
You're thinking it.
I was covering all bases.
You didn't need to.
I need to cover the bases or else someone will get home, and we don't want to make them reach home with a dog.
Wolf, you're already a eunuch. You don't need to put your dick in
Not
things.
a eunuch. Being
Wait.
agender doesn't make you a eunuch.
Might as well.
Not everybody needs a penis.
It's okay, buddy. It's okay. No,
I need that hat.
The dog screamed.
Honestly, I am personally surprised at this point that putting clothing on animals, unless it's fur dogs in cold weather, it's not animal abuse.
Well, some animals actually want it. There is one horse that one dude made a costume for the horse, and the horse threw a tantrum when he tried to take it off. So this horse now has a costume of an AT-AT from Star Wars.
And it just won't let him take it off, and the horse loves
Yeah,
it.
the horse loves this
Okay.
costume and won't let the farmer remove it. Like,
Treat it as a case by case basis because there are exceptions, I guess.
All right.
yeah.
What
there's
about
definitely-
what about people who carry their dogs in little handbags?
Okay, some of them deserve it.
Like a chihuahua?
No, like
Some
like
of them
some
need
of,
it for
some of the
safety.
some of the little angry like lap dogs that are just complete shitbags definitely deserve the one where you put the dog down on like this blanket with 4 holes, and then you pick it up and the dog is just sitting in it like, well, I deserve this for millions of years ago. An ancestor deciding, oh, this thing has food and warmth. I might kill it, but let's just sit back. It seems friendly. This can't have any repercussions way down the line.
I dare wonder if the wolf ancestors, if they could if they had choose the future, would have went down this path.
I mean, some dogs are cool. Okay?
So there are other animals that are doing it, and it got to the point I was showing a video to Sly this week, and I paused and I'm like, I know exactly where this fox is geographically by looking at the face. And I had him look at it. I'm like, what can you tell from this image? What can you tell from this fox? And I pull up. I'm like, this fox is British, by the way. Here's the fox on this video. Here's a North American red fox. What can you tell about the differences? And he's like, I can't tell. I'm like, the one over here in Europe and the UK, this one is at least 3 to 4 generations into domestication and has likely crossbred with a dog 3 generations ago. But this is one that is still within the domestication stages because foxes are starting to domesticate themselves.
They realize they're cute, and they're going to try to take over, and they're moving it, and they're trying to take over the niche that cats do.
So cats are basically just wild animals you leave in your house. Cats aren't really domesticated. They just kind of live there. The
Animals start domesticating them. Possums have the most adorable one because their eyes from normal to their eyes go inward, and then they just have like goofy cross eyes while they eat banana.
Yeah, well, I know that Russia tried to do actual domesticated foxes for a while, and I looked up how much they cost a long time ago. They were about $8,000 plus import fees to get a actual domestic red fox, where they bred out the problems. They bred in color patterns, so they had like dog coats, but they weren't crossbred with a dog. They were still just red foxes. And then they bred out the scent glands. So
Now, if my memory serves me correctly, don't the red fox and a dog have different number of chromosomes? If my memory serves me correctly,
I don't know if they have the different number of chromosomes. I do know that they are both under Canis, but like
Yeah.
They're both.
I know they're
canines.
both they're both under Canis and Canine, but I'm not sure if they're close enough to actually breed properly due to the. I think they have a different number of chromosomes. But what's funny is they still have a lot of chromosomes, and so they have a tendency of evolving in the same way as dogs do.
With them, yeah, they have a lot of the same. I feel like with foxes and canine breeds, I think that it can be canine onto fox, but not fox onto canine.
that would be one
no.
lucky fox. Foxes are tiny. Like imagine a fox.
There's also a lot of small dog breeds.
There are, but like
Foxes
imagine
are vulpes. Okay.
imagine a fox going with an
That's what I
Irish
thought.
wolfhound. All right, like one of them is lucky and one of them is very sad. Foxes are vulps, but they're still canine. If you go up higher, they are Canis. They are under the
I
canine.
think they're
group.
under the Canus
Yeah.
genus, I believe.
Here's the horse that threw a temper tantrum when the farmer tried to take away the costume.
Honestly, I bet you the horse just felt safer because it was armored.
No, horses are pretty intelligent and really understand a lot more than we give them credit for.
Or I love
Funny-
horses. Horses are weird, but I love them. Weird
Yeah.
fucking finger feet. Horses have finger feet.
There's
Funny
a
enough,
lot of
cows are
animals
actually-
that are great.
Cows are a little bit like that as well. Not to the same. I'm not sure to the same
fingers.
degree, but yep, 2 fingers. Actually, I think a horse is a single finger,
Yes, they're
Yes.
one
and
finger.
a cow is 2 finger. It's
Clove
2 finger.
hooves are 2 fingers, but horses have a single finger.
Yeah, I watched a lot of hoof trimming.
Yeah.
I have a callback to my first commission of 2020.
Like fingers, like horses are weird because they stand on their fingers, and they
Yeah, that's what it is.
and they have a really long face, and their eyes are square pupiled and off this way, and they're smart.
This stupid thing was the first commission of 2020 because my friend Ander wanted me to draw an inside joke or two from his D&D game. One of them grilled the blacksmith. So he was like, I needed to have the quote grill the blacksmith, but I need you to do an artistic liberty of a horse walking on his fingernails. So,
Horse walking on his
I
fingernails.
I got paid money for this shit
Why is the question?
because I have weird friends.
You do? You very much do.
I'll go into art. It's not going to be a bad idea. You need to draw shit like this to survive.
Yeah, I didn't get into art. I tried to draw, and then I couldn't, and then I gave up after like 4 years of just not being able to draw. I still can't write.
Yeah.
I have the chicken scratch of a 3rd grader. When I write things out, I have to concentrate on my own handwriting to know what I wrote. Like, I'm bad. I'm really bad. typing. Typing is the way to go. Kids, we don't need handwriting anymore. We have computers. We don't learn those things anymore. What are pencils? They're just weird carbon sticks. We don't need them.
Pencils are for drawing.
And then I would respond back to you saying, if you want to be able to be more impressive than everyone else, learn cursive handwriting.
Those are what I call weird circular scribbles. Yeah, all right.
I stand in the middle ground in the path of least resistance by just doing calligraphy. It's both.
Like my
Also,
signature is never the same.
Yeah.
Literally zero the same. I don't know why they ask for it. One of my driver's license never matches the one I do for the credit cards, which never matches the ones like when you're signing something. It's just like never matches. You can forge my signature
here.
at any point by just going like this.
And I'm gonna duplicate this because I actually want to see this as well.
I think this is correct. I found it on Google.
Yes, Google. Google is your one-stop source for everything true. I'll zoom it in really quick. There's
A raccoon dog is actually closer to a fox than a wolf, it seems.
Look at all of that. Look,
A Russian cursive.
African wild dog. I love African wild dogs. They're cute.
Yeah. Oh.
Dog.
I see in this bear genetics. I am really intrigued by the fact that bears and wolves share a common ancestor.
They look like giant.
And are just they're a split, and everybody always gives credit to dogs for having good noses. Bears have a lot better of a nose than a canine.
Bears are similar nose. Like if you look at the bear's face and like a dog face, they have a very similar nose. Like their nose structure is the same, except bears are better. But they don't have tails, so they look weird with their butt. They have a little tail, but like their butt. I always think the back end of a bear looks slappable, but doesn't look right.
I would like to make mention: do not attempt to slap a bear.
Why
Thank
not?
Because it's more fun to slap a deer.
Don't slap a moose.
Don't slap a moose. But
Don't
if you want
slap
to,
most wildlife.
if you want to spank a deer, what you need to do is you need to circle the deer, getting closer each time, much like the attack patterns of a wolf. And then you can get close enough that you can smack a deer on the ass if you're good enough at it.
Have you done this?
Yes.
Why would you do this to a deer? The deer is probably frightened for its life, thinking it's gonna die, and you're like, aha, slap.
Because it lives in Maryland and needs to have its life a little worse.
Good smack it.
Deer, like, you ever get really close to like a wild deer? They're full of parasites.
Yeah.
Like, just being in the woods, you're like, hey, how many ticks do you have? Yes.
Speaking of ticks, I forget if I mentioned it, but oh my god, I saw a little friend this morning when I went to let the chickens out.
A tick?
No, better, the thing that sucks them up like potato chips.
What?
Over on our little crow feeder, was so bad because he was soaked with water because it's raining and everything. And he ran away from the food. On the crow feeder was a possum.
That is actually a myth now.
What?
Possums eat ticks is actually not true.
Is it not true? Huh?
Yep, not true. So that was actually based on a study that they pretty much starved them and then gave them ticks. So yes, they would eat ticks. They're starving. It's something, but in nature, they've actually like gone and done autopsies and see if they're actually eating ticks, and they aren't. So it was actually wrong.
This is the danger of doing isolated studies of animals. Perfect example, alpha wolves.
Yep.
They don't exist.
That doesn't exist because
They-
they screwed up the research.
Yep. They're basically just parents, children, and sometimes extended family. That's pretty much it.
Wolves are Italian, but
It's the wolves. Hey,
hey, I'm trying to hunt over here. But the wolves
that's New York.
wolves are like it's a family group. So as they make babies, they have family, and then eventually the pups get old enough, and then they're like, hey, I'm gonna make my own family, and then they run off and they make a family, and then that's a new pack, and then they make a new pack, and then that becomes a family. So it's basically like you going to college. But then you come home without a family, and the wolf pack's like, yeah, you can come back home. Then the mother wolf goes like, why haven't you found a good lady to settle down with? And then you're just like, there's no ladies in the fandom, Mom. But
There's no ladies in the fandom, Mom. I found this one girl, but she likes butts and not sex.
My actual. This is actually me right now.
Dude, Spencer's the clone.
Like this. Yes.
I made it too oddly specific.
Too real, man.
Too close to home.
Why do the homophobes hate gay people? Like, not only do they leave more girls for you, but they with them.
The only problem is that all of my friends are gay, and now I can't have women.
Yeah, and
Oh,
Don't worry, I don't find sexual interest in anybody.
all of my friends are too
there's
far
plenty
away.
of fish in the sea, and 90% of them are killer fish from San Diego.
There's plenty of fish in the sea,
Dude,
but I don't want
and
fish. I
fish
want
and-
people. I don't want
Plenty of people there too.
Well, that's because I threw them in there.
I just remembered something stupid. So, isn't Plenty of Fish like one of the one dating sites, and then like my mind just ricocheted through so many synapses of connections. I found a Christian forum that in their ticketing system, it cracked me up. There is a ticket in the ticket system to change your faith from Christianity. Why is there a ticketing system for that? Just do it.
Because you can't change your faith. Not without technical support.
Yeah.
You have to call India, and then the Indian man will be like, hello, thank you for calling the Christianity Help Hotline. Oh, I hear you want to change your faith today. I'm sorry. Is there anything we can do? We can sweeten the deal. Maybe an extra few years of eternal life and happiness.
Everybody
Replacement
reincarnates into the bad animals from ransomware.
Are you considering? My brain just stopped.
A reincarnation subscription model.
We'll let you have a few more months of sinning free. You can still get into heaven.
Yeah, you just have to give up. You just have to give up beef.
Yeah.
I couldn't.
Yeah.
No,
Hindu,
I don't think anybody could.
I'm
How
literally
to
gonna have
Hindu
hamburgers
basically.
tonight.
Huh?
I'm literally gonna go get like beef. No, actually, I'm getting pizza. I'm gonna go get beef on my pizza. All right.
Cows
So
taste
I'm going to hell.
good. I
Yeah.
didn't hear that because you went protogen.
None pizza with left beef.
But,
I understand
none
because I know
pizza with
memes.
Yeah, but I made pizza and then I had the pepperoni stick and like you cut the pepperoni yourself to make good pepperoni and not the fucking cheap shit. You got the good ones that like goop in the cup up and make little grease pockets. Eating pepperoni alone because I had too much pepperoni is greasy. good until your body's like, why are you drinking pepperoni? Nothing else.
One of the things that kind of annoyed my family, we got a bunch of like dried salami stuff from the deli, but whoever sliced it, like they sliced all of this like dried hard salami and all of the cheeses at 5 millimeters thick. Like
That's thick.
It's so inconvenient to try and eat.
Like I hand cut. I was gonna try to cut the pepperoni with a wire like cheese cutter, which you can kind of do if it's like the casing isn't ridiculously hard. But this one was too hard, so I had to hand cut it, and my pepperoni cutting is not good. It's either I have like a half a pepperoni because like the knife just goes fuck
because it
you.
goes sideways. Yeah.
Or like you think you started it straight and nice and even and like and thin, and then it just you cut through and you look at it and it's like 10 millimeters thick for some reason. And you're just like, why? Like I cannot cut a thin slice of pepperoni.
Why are you all using like 5 and 10 millimeters? Don't you know that only 9 millimeters used in schools?
No, they don't use 9 millimeters. It's 7.62. Get fucking right. They don't bring the pistol, they bring the rifle. You need to incapacitate them, and then you need to intimidate them. Make sure you have the banana mag as well, children.
Yeah, the magazine contains 32 because that's the average class. I'm going to get in so much trouble.
I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry.
I apologize. We got to deal with people like these. I'm just so sorry.
Why aren't we canceled yet?
I think there's too few to be canceled, unfortunately.
Brooks is going to pop in from his vacation and he's going to beat the shit out of us with a 3D scanned hotel room.
Yeah.
Speaking of pepperoni, I do have to ask, do you guys sharpen your knives regularly?
I do. I use whenever my knife gets dull, I'll start using the a whetstone on it, and I'll whetstone sharpen them.
It depends on a lot of the knives, because like
I just have a cheap knife.
Some of them, if it's like, yeah, this is a knife that needs to stay sharp, it stays sharp. If it's like bread knives, butter knives, fuck that. Steak knives, they're sometimes a little rough to try and sharpen, but if they get the job done, they get the job done.
A recommendation for a decent, practical knife that is cheap. The Victorinox Vibrox chef's knife, 8 inches. Get one of those.
She likes
and you'll
8
be
inches.
The average size is 5.
She likes 8 though.
I can suggest the knives
the reason
from Cutco are good. The company Cutco is not good.
But yeah, I would recommend that. You can get them off Amazon for like $30-something, and it'll cut decently, and it'll last you a while, and it's stainless steel, so you don't need to worry about rusting or anything.
I have knives in my house, the ones I use for cutting like meats and things like that. They are knives that have been in this house since before I was here, because old man who used to own this house died in this house, and then I bought the house, so I still had his cutlery. So I had his cutlery, and then those knives are unlabeled, old, definitely been sharpened a lot, because one of them used to be, you can see like in the tang how big the knife used to be, and it is half that size.
Yeah.
That's an old knife. It looks like a knife that you would like fillet a fish with. Like it's thin now, but it's still sharp, and they hold their edge. But they were free, so they hold their edge. And I use those, and I use a whetstone on them if they ever get a little dull. And I can just sit there and go, shoot, and just cut pepperoni like that. It's nice. It's really quick. I'm just bad.
With a lot of the sharpening, who here ever just does the mug trick?
Like using the ceramic mugs for the edges.
Yeah,
to
using the bottom of a ceramic mug.
I mean, you can. I use a whetstone because I like it really good. So I get
Yeah.
I get it super sharp
But
with a whetstone.
but in a pinch,
I
sometimes it
occasionally
works
use a
well.
whetstone as well.
I got the
occasionally-
the three side whetstone where you have the coarse, the medium, and the fine. Makes it so sharp. So sharp that I could stick a kid with it. What?
One of the Resonate people that I was just talking to this week sold for $200 a knife that was in him. Some
Now,
kid
wait.
kid stabbed him.
No, I was
with
gonna
a
say, wait.
Some kid stabbed him with a 1920s buck knife. Missed a whole lot of the organs. He didn't need any care for it, but the kid ran up, stabbed him, and ran away. And didn't want the knife back, so he just pulls it out like, this is a good knife.
I was gonna ask. You have to, if anyone says has a knife in them, you have to say that it was stabbed or otherwise, because maybe they could have keistered the knife.
I feel so bad for one friend. Where we were sitting in VR chat in one of the worlds, and he's sitting back and just talking, and he's like, hang on, and he goes to move his blanket. You see him go like this and go, there was a knife on my bed. I now have 2 buttholes.
You're right. You're right, Seven. It can rust under certain circumstances. It just depends on the grade and the environment that you put them in.
Depends on the chromium content of the stainless steel.
I have for one of the knives that I got. It is a mini Tonto from Cold Steel, and it's got a bunch of rust on it. But I've tried cleaning it as best I can and getting rid of as much of it as I can, but it's just there.
Stainless will rust. It depends on. I deal with custom cars and exhaust work, and I have to deal with stainless steel. And I know that at least the grades that we use in automotive, we use this 409 stainless steel, which is magnetic. Which then that it's bad stainless steel if it's magnetic. Yeah. If it says stainless and you can slap your fridge magnet on it and it sticks to it, that will rust very quickly. That is shitty stainless steel. Stainless steel has to, a good stainless steel that will resist or outright not rust is not magnetic.
Mm-hmm.
Which is weird to think about. It's steel. And you slap magnet on it, it goes zoop.
Yeah.
Yeah, very high qualities. Yeah, if it's got, I guess it has a really high content. Chromium, I guess.
Chromium content. I don't know what 304 stainless has for chromium content, but I know it's decently high because it will be my Subaru Impreza has 304 stainless exhaust on it. Had it on there since 2012, I think, and it is not rusted at all. It's still shiny and polished, and that was used in the winter. So, 304 will not.
I mean, of course, there's grades used on sailboats and shit, and on sailboats and stuff. The only problem with those types is that as you mechanically move them and work them, and they get bumped around, they get more and more stiff and brittle until they just break. Well, that's the downside. You have to replace them periodically. It's called working.
That's how every metal
steel,
is.
Any metal at all gets work hardened. You can anneal them and get rid of the work hardening as well. The easiest thing to anneal would be copper. You can re-anneal copper. You can anneal paper clips. I think if I recall correctly, a trick you can do with paper clips is you can bend them out of shape and heat them up, and they'll bend back into place. I think there's one of them that can.
Not with normals. Yes, yeah. There is one alloy that people have done with them.
That you can heat them because it's like a
self-healing one.
Yeah.
And it's actually really fun. I think Hacksmith Industries took that same metal and made Wolverine claws that are self-healing. So they slice up everything. It bends them out of place. They're all weird. Yeah, and then they heat them up in hot water or with a blowtorch, and then the claws just go right back into position where they need to be. It's neat.
The the stuff where you do like we like anneal head gaskets, old copper head gaskets. Like that's something you to reuse old like 1950s or earlier copper head gaskets. You would do that and you reuse the head gasket. Aluminum, you would anneal the aluminum, like if you're just heat it up. And steel, you anneal. I can anneal. I've learned the technique to anneal steel because of working with hot rods. When you do hot rod bodywork, you have to anneal the steel, so as you do it and work hard in it. The main issue with stainless steel on like marine grade is galling. It is so ridiculously hard. Like the surface of it is like hard, and when it interacts with anything, it'll actually pull the atoms from the other material along with it, and it'll gall holes. So if you put in stainless steel fasteners into anything, it will get stuck in the hole and never come back out.
Mm-hmm.
You need to put anti-seize. That's what anti-seize is for.
Mm-hmm.
Silver travel paste. You put it on one thing, and you didn't get it on your hand, but all of a sudden, your entire hand is silver, everything you've touched is silver, and your car is silver.
If it's the right silver, you could turn blue like that Smurf dude.
But we are over time at this
Colloidal.
point.
Yeah.
We have a floofers who found us. I don't know where they found us. So hi, welcome. It's somewhat, you found chaos. Yeah, we just talk. We just do nothing and talk. And
we talk, record it, and somehow
chaos
haven't been
happens,
canceled.
but
my ears just turned off this way. Hold on. There we go. Boing. Okay. That was low frame rate for a second, but yes.
Yep.
Talk. We talk. We talk about nothing. Sometimes we have fans on the stage, like Def. We run it in Resonite Live, so you can come up here, and if you're in VR and Resonite, you can just be here, and you can hang out and have fun. Yeah. So we're here. We're live. We do everything, and we're a constant stream of consciousness the moment we go live for the podcast. We start with no idea. We just go. We're a skeleton crew tonight. Matterin is on the cameras. You're talking to him in there. And Noot is not Pomni. He's just on vacation, and we replaced him with Pomni.
We also replaced him with Corpse Newt, but then we blended it.
Yeah, so things happen. But we've reached the end of our time. I am bigger.
I will, as a final thought before we go, I had a wonderful thought. Wagyu beef pizza.
Would that be a good idea, or
I don't know, but
would it be a waste?
I would love to try it.
We're not going to debate that right now. Everybody just have to think about that one. We're going to be going offline. We'll see you guys later. Thank you for joining us. Thank you for finding us, floofers. If you aren't on Resonite yet and you want to try it, do. Everyone here is lovely. Everyone here will help you. It's sometimes a intimidating task to get into Resonite, but once you're in, you'll learn the community is so nice, you never want to leave.
We'll never let you leave.
We'll never let you leave. We'll tie you to the
You
radiator.
die here, you die in
one
real
of
life.
one of the
See?
things.
And
one
I
of the
warn you,
things that
once you get
I've heard-
VR, you'll get double sucked in. Then you'll want.
Yeah.
Then you'll find a giant hole that's full of VR stuff and a giant time hole that is involved with messing around in Resonite. I guarantee you'll have a good time. Just number one, if you join, just go into and join a public world. I recommend doing it on Saturdays because there's generally more people on, especially at the maker jams. That's what I would recommend if you want to get in the Resonite. Do it on a Saturday. And just join a public world and just ask, how to do things, and there will be people to help you. Look for the little green light bulb in their name.
Yes. But we've got to go before we talk too much and get too distracted. We have to go. I'm going to hit the buttons. Thank you for joining us tonight.
Never.
ADD. Thank you for joining us. We're gonna get up. We're gonna mingle with all the people that are here and have joined in as the ending of the show, as we usually do. Bye bye. Goodbye. We'll see you next Thursday for our community game night. Hopefully you will join us there too, floofers. Now, where's my buttons?
Yes.
Button. Where is the
It's
button?
over
I
there.
found it.
It's over there.
No, my button. I have to bring it. Bye.